Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's student session. Today, we're going to be talking about the Southeast and what it might look like if you were coming from that region to USD. My name is Dakota Gates. I am a second year at USD studying engineering with a focus in business. And some things I'm involved with on campus are Torero ambassadors, Torero tour guides, student ambassadors to our tour guides. I'm a part of Alpha Delta Pi sorority and Less Than Three Hip Hop Club. And today we have some amazing representatives from the Southeast, both Wisdom and Amanda. If you want to introduce yourselves, they're going to be telling you about their transition coming from that region and how you might feel in a similar situation if you were to come to USD. So Wisdom, we can start with you.
Okay. Hi, my name is Wisdom. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. I'm a second year at USD, double majoring in marketing and political science. A few things that I'm involved in on campus are our student outreach. I'm an out-of-state ambassador. I'm a part of the Black Student Union, and I'm also a tour guide around campus.
Nice. And Amanda?
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm currently a second year student at USD, and I'm originally from Dallas, Texas. And I'm a psychology and political science double major and a Spanish minor. And I'm a part of Kappa Kappa Gamma sorority. And I'm also a student ambassador and an out-of-state ambassador. And I'm also involved with Pancakes Serving Up Hope.
Nice. Okay. Everyone's involved in so many things. Just jumping right into it, I want to know, did you both know you wanted to go to school out of state, or how was that decision-making process for you? We can start with Amanda this time.
I knew I wanted to go out of state for sure. I actually did not expect to end up in California. I only applied here into one other California school, and primarily I applied to a lot of Southern schools. And I thought that's where I was going to end up. But after touring USD, I decided that I had to come here, and that's kind of how I ended up here.
Nice. What about you, Wisdom?
I definitely knew I was not going to be in Texas. I applied to one school in Texas, so and everywhere else was out of state, but I didn't expect to come to California because this was one of the only schools that I applied to out here, but here I am, and it was a good fit for me. So
What about it for both of you, like, because it was so unexpected for each of you? What about USD just drew you in? Because yeah, that's definitely a big difference from what you guys were planning.
I just knew I kind of wanted to do something different. I didn't want to do exactly the Texas school mold. That really wasn't for me. And so doing something on my own and like going to school far away was something that I really wanted to do. And so USD kind of was perfect for me.
Nice.
I definitely agree, but I would say a main thing that kind of drew me to the school and made me kind of make my final decision. I toured the USD campus and kind of stayed with some of the upperclassmen when I first was deciding. And I would just say it was definitely the community aspect of USD that drew me here and kind of made me make my final decisions. Like, I knew that I was going to be a long way from home, and I wasn't going to have a lot of family to be there like right when I needed to. So like building a community was a big part of me deciding on where I was going to go. And that's kind of what USD gave me, was like a sense of community and like family. And so that's why I decided.
That's awesome that you were able to find community before you really even came to USD, but I definitely think that speaks to the culture we have here, because that's definitely why I chose USD as well. So that's awesome. But obviously it's like a little bit different going from your state to California. What's some advice that you'd give to people coming to California, whether that be about USD or the culture of like California, Southern California? Yeah. What would you recommend or advise?
I recommend, I mean, it's really nerve-wracking being far away from home, but it's so rewarding coming to USD, and you do find, touching on community, you do find your own community here. And that's something that I think is really special about USD, because you do really belong here, especially like when you decide to come to.
Yeah,
Totally.
I agree for sure. I would say my best piece of advice is to kind of utilize your resources here, like ask for help for sure. There's other out of state students, there's faculty members that are here to help you. Like, so make sure that you're always asking for help. You can ask for advice from anyone. Like, I feel like that was really helpful to be like kind of mentored by everyone was really helped me is kind of adjust to the California lifestyle.
Totally. So talking about that California lifestyle, was there something you wish you knew about California, or what were exactly those differences that maybe you weren't expecting? Because yeah, I've heard from so many people it's like super different. So what were some of the things that you didn't expect?
Um,
Um, you can go first.
so it's definitely different. I would say one of the biggest things for me, and this is like in California and San Diego and on campus, was Texas is really flat. And it hit me really hard to figure that out when I came here. Like, so, like the campus is beautiful and there's so much to see. But man, you know, you're walking hills and
That's
but
so
I mean
funny.
it's so worth it. I would say, and honestly, that's like to this day still my biggest takeaway is like I'm just so used to like you can walk a long way, but it's just flat land. But like here, I'm like climbing hills.
That's so
But I
funny.
mean, it's so worth it because the views here are amazing.
Yeah,
Totally.
I would definitely agree with that. I feel like I don't know if this is right, but I feel like every hill in Dallas is 100% man-made. There's not one like natural hill at all. Another thing that shocked me a lot is just like this sounds so cliche, but being able to go to the beach because like Dallas is so in the middle of the state. Like in order to get to any coast, it's like 6 or 7 hours. But being able to come here and drive 7 minutes to the beach, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. And everyone was like, what? It's so normal. I was like, this is not normal for me at all.
That's so funny. Yeah, I would never understand that because coming from Los Angeles, I was always like super close to the beach. So that's crazy. But just wondering, what are some things that you both miss about home that, and have you found a way to fill that gap at USD or in California? Or is that just something like you miss and you can't wait to get back to when you go home?
Um, I feel like when I was in Texas, I was very ready to get out. But when I'm here, I kind of miss Texas just because I mean, there's that saying like you can take a girl out of Texas, but you can never take Texas out of a girl. I appreciate it a lot more when I come home and coming here. Weirdly enough, a lot of my friends like have some weird connection to Texas, or I've just met a lot of other students who have come here from Texas, which I was not expecting, and kind of I built my community around that and just kind of feeling at home with people who know like my friend from home or something like that. But
Totally. Is there anything about like the culture in Texas or some things that you do in Texas with your friends here that you like share, or maybe like you try to find similar things in San Diego to do together?
uh I me and all my friends in tech, it's like a big thing to go to like Wisdom. You've probably been like the Fort Worth Stockyard. And
I
like
knew
a
it.
lot of my friends go swing dancing and just like a lot of country music and like country concerts, which I mean, there a lot of people do listen to country music here, but yeah, I don't think I maybe there's a dancing place here. I don't even know, but
Actually, it's funny you say that because right before we left for COVID, a bunch of my friends like texted me if I want to go swing dancing with them.
wait, really? That's
Yeah.
actually
That's
funny.
fun.
Never got to do it because of COVID, but sounds super fun. What about you, Wisdom?
Honestly, I would say the same thing. It's like, you know, you just like kind of miss home. I'd say the thing that I miss the most is like my family and like, you know, just being in Texas, you're so used to everything. I mean, I don't know in Dallas, but coming from Fort Worth, like I know every highway, freeway. I don't have to look at a GPS and be
Yeah.
like, you know, how long is it? You know, I know and I understand the traffic. The traffic here just like eludes me. I have no idea how you guys have like 5 to 8 lanes and you still have so much traffic. It just kills me. But
Yeah,
like,
that's crazy.
yeah. And so honestly, it's just like I miss, I guess, the familiarity of
I
home.
get you.
But yeah, honestly, it's the same things that, like, you just miss, like, I guess the country aspect of
Yeah.
Texas. But I mean, you do get a lot of that here, like Amanda was saying. Like, I didn't realize a lot of people do like country music and like,
Yeah.
so
Totally. I feel like it's always such a statement here. If you listen to country music, it's like it's just a thing, like you either identify it or you don't. Like so funny. But are there any organizations on campus or clubs that you've joined that really feel like home? I know, Amanda, you mentioned your friend group is like home for you here, but is there anything else?
I found a lot of people who I really connected with when I joined the Panhellenic community, but I also recently joined the pre-law fraternity, and I found a lot of like-minded people there as well. And my freshman year, and I'm still involved now, is Pancake Serving Up Hope. I don't know if y'all have ever gone,
I
but
haven't, but I've wanted to so
I
badly.
know it's so awesome. But getting involved in a lot of even if it's not like in person now, still being a part of those clubs and like still meeting over Zoom and like having the contact through there has still made me meet a lot of like-minded people that I can really connect with.
Totally. For people who don't know, do you want to explain like what Pancakes for Hope is? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, so it's kind of different now with COVID, but last year you would go and set up griddles on the side of the sidewalk in downtown San Diego and serve pancakes. And it was really fun because it was like a station, you'd be flipping pancakes and adding chocolate chips. And now it's small groups that go to Path, and this year little goodie bags, I don't know what the right word is, were made that were given out to the San Diego community that helped those in need, especially during the pandemic right now. And so I think it was really cool how the club was still able to outreach even during COVID.
Yeah, that's really awesome. What about you, Wisdom?
I'd say some of the biggest places that I found, just like community. When I first got here, I joined the Black Student Union, and that's where I found a lot of people that, I was just like related with, and I was like, oh, okay, so I feel comfortable now, and then I started to break out and go into clubs. So I like the student outreach club just for me because I know like how much clubs like that helps me when I was first like kind of trying to come here. So I love, just doing that. Any kind of outreach program that we have, I try to like be a part of, because I was like, oh my gosh, that was me once upon a time,
Totally.
bumbling around, not knowing what I wanted to do. And then someone's like, I can help you, So that's kind of, I think that's where I found my communities and like our outreach programs.
That's awesome. I could totally relate to that. That's why I joined student ambassadors and Torero tour guides, because I knew no one from my high school besides one girl, and she was 2 years older than me going abroad. So I really relied on those resources too. And everyone's like so helpful. They always want to like reach out to students and, just like what we're doing now. But yeah, I definitely appreciate that. And that's where I find my home on campus as well. And how did you guys each know you made the right decision coming to USD? Was it like in an instant, or was there like a certain experience you had on campus where you were like, yeah, I'm glad I chose USD?
Do you want to go first? I don't.
Go
I don't care at all.
ahead, Wisdom.
For me, I would say I like to say that it comes in like little like spurts. Like I just realize it. So like I would say most recently I was talking to one of my advisors, and yeah, he was just like telling me about my degree plan and everything, which sounds super boring. It's like, how did you find out there?
No, I'm obsessed with my degree plan. I look at it at least once a week.
Oh my gosh, it's literally my life. But I'm like, yeah, I'm like sitting there learning about my degree plan, and like it just hit me all at once. I was like, wow, like I've never had someone outside of my family like actually care about my future and like,
Totally.
actually want me to succeed. But, I'm talking to my advisor and he's like giving me all these like plans and hopes. And he's like, you can do it, and encouraging me. And so I was like, wow, like, I made the right decision, because like, this is really like, it's like an extended family. So
Definitely.
yeah, that was my
Totally.
most recent one, but they definitely just come in like little spurts of like, oh, I'm supposed to be here for sure.
Yeah. I feel that. What about you, Amanda?
I feel like it mainly hit me when we went home for COVID, and I was like, I really, really miss USD and my professors and being in class. And I just realized like I really did make the right decision, and just the connections that I made like my first year continued even though it was virtual, and like that means a lot to me. Like my favorite professor ever, I've taken like all of his classes that I possibly can, is like one of the reasons where I'm like, wow, I really made the right decision. But
Nice. Okay. One of the last questions. What is something that either USD or California can learn from your hometowns?
I'm like trying not to like, like I'm choosing sides here. For me, one thing that California can learn from Texas is that it is okay to wear cowboy boots.
I love that.
Yeah, I know. I talk about like bringing cowboy boots down to San Diego, and my friends are like, no. Like,
Do whatever you want.
I know. I'm like,
I have some in my closet, like right there.
right. And then they're like, no one wears those down here. I'm like, okay.
That's so funny. What about you, Amanda?
I would say, I mean, it's so hard because they're both so different, but maybe like, I don't know, there's just something about how kind people are in Texas. People here are so kind too, but like there's just something different about
Yeah,
Texas people. They're so kind, and it's like it's just completely different, but that's something. I feel like they could both learn something from each other. But
totally. No, that's a great answer. Okay, and lastly, what are each of your favorite memories at USD? It doesn't have to be one, like just pick one of your favorites. Just one of the best moments you've had at USD. I know it's a hard one.
Oh, I guess one of my favorite moments. Okay, it's kind of a strange favorite moment, but when I first got here my freshman year, I had one job for myself. I was like, don't lose your key card. I was like, don't lose it. Like everyone I knew had like lost theirs and gone through this whole house. So I'm like, don't lose it. So then I come home and I've lost it. I'm like,
oh
great.
No.
I know. I'm like, oh, Wisdom, you had one job. So I'm sitting out there for hours, and I'm like, I don't want to go in and be like, I lost my key card. I'm not going to be that freshman. But during that time, actually my neighbors from downstairs had come up, and then they were like invited me in, and that's how I kind of got to know my building.
That's really nice, actually.
Yeah, I know. And so after that, I like knew my building, and because I was the girl who got locked out for hours.
Yeah.
And then crazy ending, my key card ended up being in my back pocket the whole time.
No.
I love that for you.
I was like, of course it was.
What a plot twist.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a good time because I got to meet a bunch of people. Like normally I was just like with the people in my dorm room and like
Totally.
in my suite, but then I got to meet everyone in the building and like friends. And I was like,
nice. Everything happens for a reason.
Right.
What about you, Amanda?
I would say, this is so random, but Ole weekend when we're all like sitting in our LLC classrooms, and we just said bye to our parents, and I was like so sad, just like sitting there. And in walks this girl, and I was like, she just looks like she's from Texas. Like she just like she has to be from Texas. And so I go up to her, and we ended up having a ton of mutual friends. She is like originally from Texas, and she's literally one of my best friends to this day. But the way we met was just so like random and weird.
Yeah.
I love that story because she was probably so weirded out that I went up to her and was like, hi. Like,
That's so, are you talking about Libby?
yeah,
I remember this.
I am. I love her.
That's so funny. Well, that's a great note to end on. I can definitely relate to everything you both just said. And because I also lost my key card, not a good time. But anyways, thank you all for watching. And if you have any further questions, please comment them down below and we can answer them in the comments, or if there's enough questions, we can make another video. So just let us know if you liked this one. And yeah, we'll continue. Thank you both so much for doing this with me. It was so nice to hear your stories and about your hometowns. I need to go to Texas now. And yeah, thank you everyone. Bye.